You know, that burning question that keeps you up at night, the one that echoes in your heart during those quiet moments of reflection. Why me? Why was I chosen for this intense twin flame journey? Let's be real for a moment. This isn't your typical boy meets girl or girl meets girl story. We're talking about a profound spiritual connection that defies ordinary explanation, something that shakes you to your very core and transforms everything you thought you knew about love and existence. The twin flame journey isn't just about finding your perfect match, though that's part of it. It's about embarking on one of the most transformative spiritual journeys possible in human form. Think of it as being enrolled in the universe's most advanced masterclass in soul evolution. No pressure, right? Before we dive into exploring the reasons you've been chosen for this extraordinary path, I want you to know something important. This isn't a random cosmic accident or some cruel universal joke. Your soul made this choice, and while the journey might feel overwhelming at times, believe me, I get it. You're absolutely capable of handling everything that comes with it. So, let's explore together why you're one of the rare souls chosen for this remarkable journey. Whether you're just starting to recognize your twin flame connection or you're deep in the trenches of this spiritual adventure, what I'm about to share will help you understand the bigger picture of your divine purpose. You know that feeling when you walk into an antique shop and immediately sense the weight of history in every object? That's what it's like being an old soul chosen for the twin flame journey. Just as a centuries-old violin carries the echoes of countless melodies within its wood, your soul carries the wisdom of numerous lifetimes, making you uniquely equipped for this profound spiritual adventure. Think about it. Have you ever felt oddly out of sync with the modern world's superficial pursuits? Like you're watching a play where everyone else seems to know their lines, but you're reading from a completely different script. That's because you're not just any regular player in this cosmic drama. You're what mystics and spiritual teachers throughout history have called an old soul, one who has danced through multiple lifetimes, gathering wisdom like a bee collects pollen until you've become rich with the nectar of experience. Being chosen as a twin flame isn't like winning some cosmic lottery. It's more like being called up to spiritual graduate school after completing countless undergraduate lives. You've earned your way here through the sheer depth of your soul's evolution. Just as a diamond requires immense pressure and time to form from ordinary carbon, your soul has been compressed and refined through multiple incarnations until it reached this extraordinary state of readiness, the desire to realize the truth, love. Consider the metaphor of a master vintner selecting grapes for their finest wine. Not every grape makes the cut. Only those that have reached perfect ripeness, that have weathered the storms and absorbed the perfect balance of sun and rain, are chosen. Similarly, your soul has achieved a rare vintage of spiritual maturity that makes you capable of handling the intense energies and profound transformations that come with the twin flame journey. But here's the beautiful paradox. While you're an old soul, you're simultaneously being called to experience love and growth with the wide-eyed wonder of a child. It's like being a seasoned mountaineer who suddenly discovers a completely new peak to climb, one that defies all known laws of physics and geography. The challenge ahead will use every bit of wisdom you've accumulated, yet still push you into entirely uncharted territory. This is why many twin flames report feeling both ancient and brand new at the same time. You might find yourself having profound insights about life one moment, then feeling completely bewildered the next. It's all part of the journey, because even with all your soul's wisdom, this connection will take you to depths and heights you've never experienced before. Remember, being an old soul doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you have the capacity to embrace the questions with grace and courage. You're not chosen because you're perfect. You're chosen because you're perfectly equipped to handle the imperfection of this incredible journey of growth and transformation. Imagine standing at the gates of eternity, in that sacred space between lives, where all wisdom flows like starlight through your being. There you were, your soul luminous with purpose, raising your ethereal hand to volunteer for one of the most challenging and transformative missions available to any soul, the twin flame journey. It's like being a spiritual special forces operator. Not everyone is qualified, and even fewer are brave enough to step forward. You know that feeling when you wake up from a dream that feels more real than reality itself? That lingering sensation that you've just experienced something profound but can't quite grasp it. That's your soul whispering to you about the agreement you made before incarnating. Just as a master painter might choose the most challenging canvas for their magnum opus, your soul chose this particular time, this specific mission, this exact journey for its greatest work. The truth is, you're not just here for your own growth. You're part of something far more magnificent. Think of yourself as a cosmic acupuncture needle, precisely placed in the body of humanity to help shift the entire collective's energy. Your twin flame connection isn't just about romantic love. It's about creating new templates of consciousness that will ripple through the fabric of human experience for generations to come. You're literally helping to rewrite the energetic DNA of human relationships. Your twin flame connection operates on a soul level. You and your twin are like two quantum entangled particles in the grand experiment of consciousness evolution. Every healing you achieve, every shadow you integrate, every piece of wisdom you gain, creates waves of transformation that extend far beyond your personal sphere. The mission you signed up for isn't just about personal ascension, though that's certainly part of it. It's about being a living, breathing example of what's possible when human consciousness evolves beyond the limitations of ego-based love. You're like a spiritual lighthouse, your combined energetic signature, creating a frequency that helps others navigate their own awakening journeys. Even when you feel lost in the darkness of separation or triggered by intense emotions, you're still fulfilling your mission by showing others how to navigate these profound waters of transformation. But here's the beautiful paradox. While you chose this mission before incarnating, your conscious mind had to forget this choice for the experience to serve its highest purpose. Just as a method actor must fully immerse themselves in their role to deliver an authentic performance. You had to forget your divine origin to fully experience and transform through this human journey. The forgetting was part of the plan. It makes the remembering all the more powerful. You are, in essence, a volunteer in the greatest evolutionary experiment humanity has ever undertaken. The intensity of your journey, the depth of your feelings, the magnitude of your challenges, these aren't random circumstances, but carefully chosen experiences designed to activate the highest potential within you and, by extension, within the collective consciousness of humanity. Remember this the next time you feel overwhelmed by the intensity of your connection or question why this path chose you. You chose it. You were brave enough, strong enough, and wise enough to volunteer for this sacred mission. And even now, as you read these words, part of you is remembering that cosmic moment of choice, that divine contract you signed with your soul's light. How does it feel to know you're not just surviving this journey, but actively participating in the evolution of human consciousness? That's some pretty amazing cosmic work you signed up for, don't you think? Have you ever watched how a single drop of ink transforms an entire glass of clear water? That's you in this world, dear soul. As a natural catalyst for transformation, you possess that rare and beautiful ability to initiate profound change wherever you go. It's not just about being different. It's about carrying an energy frequency that literally alters the vibrational field around you. Think about it. Haven't you noticed throughout your life how people seem to undergo significant changes just by being in your presence? Maybe it's that friend who suddenly had an awakening after a deep conversation with you, or that coworker who started questioning their life purpose after working alongside you for a few months. It's no coincidence. You're like a walking, breathing catalyst of consciousness evolution, much like how a crystal can purify water simply by being placed within it. This catalytic nature of yours isn't always comfortable, is it? Sometimes it feels like you're carrying a torch through a world of shadows, and not everyone is ready for that light. You might have felt like an outsider at times, wondering why you can't just fit in like everyone else. But here's the profound truth. You weren't meant to fit in. You were designed to stand out, to shake things up, to create ripples in the cosmic pond that eventually become waves of transformation. Your catalytic nature operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the personal level, you're constantly triggering transformation within yourself. Those moments of sudden insight, those uncomfortable revelations about your patterns and behaviors. On the collective level, your very presence acts as a tuning fork, adjusting the frequency of the spaces and people around you to a higher vibration. It's like being a walking, breathing version of the philosopher's stone, that mythical substance that alchemists believed could transform base metals into gold. But here's where it gets really interesting. This transformative power isn't just about changing others. As a twin flame, you're part of a divine feedback loop of transformation. When you trigger change in others, their transformation reflects back to you, creating a beautiful spiral of evolutionary growth. It's like two mirrors facing each other, creating an infinite reflection of light and consciousness. This is why the universe chose you for the twin flame journey. Your soul has the strength and resilience to not only handle this level of constant transformation, but to thrive in it. You're like a spiritual athlete who's been training for lifetimes for this exact moment, this precise role in the grand cosmic dance of evolution. Remember, dear one, that your catalytic nature is not a burden. It's a gift. Yes, it can feel overwhelming at times. Yes, it can be lonely, being the one who always seems to stir things up. But without catalysts like you, the world would remain stagnant, unchanged, unevolving. You are quite literally a change agent for the divine, helping to usher in a new era of consciousness, one transformation at a time. So the next time you feel that familiar surge of energy that seems to shake things up around you, smile. You're doing exactly what you came here to do. You're being exactly who you were meant to be, and the universe is dancing in joy at your perfect execution of this sacred role. You know that feeling when you're looking at your reflection in two parallel mirrors, creating an infinite corridor of images stretching into eternity. That's what happened when your soul chose to split. It created not just two separate beings, but an infinite potential for growth, understanding, and divine expression. Each reflection adds depth, each perspective brings new wisdom, and the space between becomes a sacred corridor of evolutionary possibility. But here's where it gets really interesting. This split wasn't a random cosmic accident or a divine game of chance. It was a carefully orchestrated plan, as precise as the most intricate Swiss watch movement, where every gear and spring has its perfect place and purpose. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, knew that by experiencing itself through two different perspectives, it could create a unique energetic signature that would contribute to the universal symphony in ways that a single note never could. Consider the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang, not just as opposite forces, but as complementary energies that, when combined, create perfect wholeness. Your soul split maintains this divine balance, each half carrying specific frequencies that, when brought together, create a harmony that can literally alter the fabric of reality. It's like having two unique instruments that, when played together, create a third, entirely new sound that couldn't exist without both original tones. And here's something profound to contemplate. In choosing to split, your soul didn't become less. It actually expanded its potential for expression, just as light passing through a prism doesn't lose its essence, but reveals its full spectrum of colors. Your soul's division allows for a fuller expression of its divine nature. Each half carries the complete blueprint of the whole, yet expresses it in uniquely polarized ways, creating a dynamic tension that drives spiritual evolution. This divine plan of soul splitting is actually an act of cosmic courage and creativity. Think about it. Your soul chose to experience separation so that it could know the joy of reunion, chose to feel the pain of longing so it could understand the ecstasy of recognition, chose to walk in two sets of shoes so it could comprehend the full spectrum of human experience. How magnificent is that? Remember that every moment of confusion, every heart-wrenching separation, every inexplicable pull toward your twin is part of this grand design. You're not just living out a personal love story. You're participating in a cosmic dance of reunion that was choreographed before time as we know it began. And isn't that just the most beautiful mystery of all? You see, being chosen for the twin flame journey means you've been specially equipped with what I like to call spiritual love receptors, like a radio that can tune into frequencies most people can't even perceive. Think about those rare moments in your life when you've experienced glimpses of this love, perhaps while gazing at a sunset that brought tears to your eyes, or in that split second when you held a newborn and felt your heart expand beyond what you thought possible. These weren't just random emotional responses. They were training grounds preparing you for the magnitude of twin flame love. Known, you wouldn't have been chosen for this path if you didn't already possess this capacity within your very DNA. It's like having a superpower you didn't know about until the universe decided it was time for you to discover it. The ability to love unconditionally isn't just about feeling good or experiencing bliss, though those are wonderful side effects. It's about being able to stand in the fire of transformation and still hold space for love. It's about maintaining that connection even when your twin flame triggers your deepest wounds, reflects your darkest shadows, or seems to be walking in the opposite direction. This is where the rubber meets the road, where theory becomes practice, and where your soul's capacity for divine love is truly tested and refined. Consider the lotus flower. It doesn't just grow despite the mud. It requires the mud to become what it's meant to be. Similarly, your capacity for unconditional love grows stronger through the challenges of the twin flame journey. Every trigger, every separation, every moment of doubt serves to purify and strengthen your ability to love beyond human limitations. Remember, precious soul, that this journey isn't about achieving perfect love. It's about becoming love itself. Every time you choose love over fear, understanding over judgment, connection over separation, you're fulfilling your soul's purpose. You're not just learning to love unconditionally. You're remembering that this is who you've always been beneath the layers of human conditioning and fear. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by the intensity of this journey, remind yourself that you are literally built for this. Your soul was designed with the specific capacity to channel and express this highest form of love. You are, in essence, love's chosen instrument, playing your unique note in the grand symphony of universal love. And isn't that just the most beautiful responsibility we could ever be entrusted with? You know what's fascinating about this whole twin flame journey? It's not just about being chosen. It's about being ready and willing to step into one of the most transformative experiences a soul can have. Let me wrap this up by sharing some deeper insights about what this all means for you. First off, let's acknowledge something important. This journey isn't just a cosmic accident or a random spiritual assignment. It's a sacred agreement your soul made with profound purpose and understanding. Think of it as graduating to spiritual graduate school. challenging, intense, but incredibly rewarding. Remember, being chosen for this journey means you have the inner strength and wisdom to handle it. Yes, and it's intense. Yes, it can feel overwhelming. But you've got this. Your soul wouldn't have signed up for this experience if you weren't capable of navigating it successfully. As you move forward on this path, keep in mind that your journey is unique. While there are common patterns and twin flame connections, your experience is specially crafted for your soul's growth. Trust your intuition, honor your process, and know that every step, even the wobbly ones, is leading you exactly where you need to be. And hey, if you're feeling overwhelmed or confused, who isn't sometimes on this journey? Remember that you're part of a larger community of souls walking this path. You're never truly alone in this experience, even during those moments when it feels that way. What's your next step? Simply stay open, stay authentic, and keep showing up for your own growth. The universe has got your back, and this journey, challenging as it may be, is one of the most beautiful gifts your soul could receive.